Welcome to our Vision series here at Richmond Baptist Church. These sessions are recorded before our congregation here in Milson, New Zealand, and they're being recorded not just to pass on information to you, but hopefully to bring you a revelation of who Jesus is and to receive an impartation from the Holy Spirit. There's so much talk today about vision, and we're really hoping that you get a fresh vision of Jesus as you listen to these messages. Thanks so much for listening. If you want to hear more, you can go onto our website. Thanks so much.
Give me wisdom, you know just what to do.
Thank you. I've put my other hat on, as you can see on the overhead. I've got my children's leader hat on now. It's a bit hard to, sometimes it's a bit hard to differentiate between the two, because my pushes for, it's what make me tick. Seeing mothers learn about Jesus and then actually seeing children learn about Jesus. Now we have infant station, which is your 0s to 3, and then we have the Kids for Jesus, which, from 3 to 7, and then we have the bigger ones from 7 to 11 and 12-year-olds. A bit of a testimony, I suppose, to when I first took this role on, I did it because I did it, and honestly, my desire to see children have an experience with Jesus was fairly low. And that was okay. I thought, no, I'll leave it to Owen, my husband. He's the teacher. He can do the teaching side, and I'll just do my songs and stuff. But I tell you what, God's changed my heart to the children, because I know that these children are going to affect society. In my vision for children, and I was talking to Karen because she's going to be leading Kids for Jesus, and even our infant station, the vision at infant station is to see our mums connect with mums that come in with their little children, and that's what infant station or creche, whatever you want to call it, is all about. It's actually them connecting them into the bigger picture of church, and actually connecting them with, come and have a cup of coffee with me. That's what infant station's for. And for Kids for Jesus, I asked Karen, what do you want for your children this next term? She wants them to experience Jesus. She wants them to experience Jesus. And I know Karen's going to ground them in the Word, because she's told me that. She's going to ground them in what communion means, what baptism, water baptism means. That's Karen's vision for Kids for Jesus out there. And for middle church, it's the same. I desire our children to experience God. Experience Him in song and in worship, and laying hands on children, seeing pictures, being encouraged to pray for their friends at school. That's my heart for our children. And that's what it's all about. And I've got God's given me an extra vision for the next term, is actually to have some of our men involved with the middle church. Because I know a lot of our society, the men are missing in a lot of families. And I believe that God's given me, He's given me the urgency actually to have more men involved with our children, especially our boys, out in middle church. So I'm laying that out there for someone to come and help me do that. I've laid it to the men's home group with Glenn. He's got helpers that are keen, but I need a leader. I'm not a man. I need a leader that I can work alongside with, can actually say, yeah, I want to input into these children's lives. And it's actually a different tact. The vision is that you actually spend time with them, with other men, learning how to make knots, taking a carburettor to bits, slicing up a half a mutton and cooking it. It's actually practical things is what I want our boys to learn. And as the men give that, their practical work of what they do every day, they will sow in God, because God's in their lives. How can they not sow it in amongst what they're saying? So that's what we do out at Middle Church and Kids for Jesus and Infant Station. And the other, I want these children to know God intimately on the inside. Bible knowledge is great, learning the word's great, But if they don't experience him, it just sits in their heads and not in their hearts. And children don't have the inhibitions of actually saying, can I pray for you? I know my Emily's done that. She's actually, her wee friend was scared of, I think, doing something, running a race, because she's a bit of a runner, and she was feeling a bit nervous. And she said, Emily, will you pray for me? She asked Emily to pray. And I'm thinking, yes, and Emily was in there, boots and all. And I'm thinking, what an opportunity, and I want to encourage our children to do that. And I'm putting that out there, if that actually makes your heart tick, if you actually want to be part of that, of instilling into children their need to have an experience with Jesus and actually put that into the workings. As we were reminded this morning in the prayer meeting, if we're not actually training our children, we're actually doing God a disservice. Our children are not just add-ons, they're not just tacker-oners, they are part of the whole ministry. They're so eager and keen. Karen gave the communion Easter message out of her Kids for Jesus, and already one of her little girls wants to get baptised. And she's very adamant. She wants to get baptised, and she's all of 8 or 7. I'm thinking, well, okay, God, let's work through this, but I don't see a problem of it. She loves Jesus. She wants to follow him. She wants to give a public declaration of who God is. Let her go for it.
God, I look to you. I won't be overwhelmed. Give me vision to see things like you do. God, I look to you, and you're where my help comes from. Give me wisdom.